I had to walk into this video all dramatic like, okay? Because I really believe that the cryptocurrency market, Bitcoin specifically, is about to flip, okay? It's about to flip literally in the next couple of weeks. We're going to flip bullish. I've been doing my research. I'm gonna break it down to you in this video. I'm gonna run through every single little detail from a news perspective. We're gonna be looking at price and technical analysis, on-chain metrics. Of course, I'm gonna give you my unique research that I always do. We're gonna be looking at the search volume as well, and some sentiment analysis. So pay attention, the market's going to flip. Don't run away like all of your friends in crypto that don't want to look at their portfolio because they lost a little bit of money. This is the most important time to pay attention to cryptocurrency. Keep watching. What's going on, everybody? Alex back with another video, and today, of course, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, when it's going to flip bullish, if it's going to flip bullish. I'm going to try to look at both sides of the perspective, of course, but don't be the guy that jumps into the cryptocurrency market, puts in his whole savings, the price drops, it feels like there's pain in his heart, and he doesn't want to look at his portfolio or do any research. Don't be that person, because I promise you, that is the easiest way to not make money in cryptocurrency. If you want a guaranteed path of losing all of your money, ignore the bear runs. Ignore these bear, when the price drops and everybody's panicking, just leave. Don't be in crypto. That is the easiest way to go broke in cryptocurrency. You know why? Because this is where the deals are made and this is where the big decisions are made, right? If we do go into a full-on bear run, then I would probably want to try to sell, okay? And not just ignore everything. And I see it, okay? I see it in my group. I see it on my YouTube channel. I see it on other people's YouTube channel. In general, people just don't want the pain, okay? So don't be that person. And of course, in this video, I'm gonna give you the research right in front of your face, but you should definitely do your own research and make your own decisions, okay? Make your own decisions, guys. Seriously, this is not financial advice. But if you do appreciate the type of research I put into these videos, do us both a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the post notifications, guys. There's only 23% of you that are actually watching the videos as they come out. As you know, these videos are time sensitive. So let me just be very clear. If you go under the video, there's a little bell. Click that bell. Now, if you're on your mobile, it's gonna ask you to turn on notifications for your YouTube app. If you don't have a YouTube app, download the YouTube app. What are you doing? And then from there, okay, turn on the notifications and turn on notifications for YouTube on your phone. Then when my videos come out, they will immediately pop up as a notification at the top of the phone. You click it, you watch it, and there you go. Easy 30-second process to get high quality information as quick as possible. And trust me, it will pay off. Dividends, high percentages. It will pay off more than your job, I'm pretty sure of it, depending on your due diligence too. But if we come over here, I want to show you something that I've been showing everyone in my recent videos, but I want to elaborate a little bit more, okay? If you guys don't know what a fractal is, okay, very simple. It's basically taking the same pattern here, and I think it's playing out again. Now, the reason why I say I think it's playing out again is because we have this large manipulation day, super long candlestick for Bitcoin's price, meaning the price dropped by large percentages, and then it got bought up immediately, almost like everyone knew that this was manipulation. The people that bought it were smart. Guess who bought it? I bought it. I bought this one, and I bought this one, okay? And the point I'm trying to make is that, again, smart money won't let Bitcoin go to zero. And the reason why Bitcoin even drops by these percentages so aggressively is because, remember, it's a world currency, meaning more people have access to cryptocurrency tools than any other financial instrument, okay? That's number one. It's a world currency. Number two, it's very easy to buy and sell Bitcoin. So you could literally go on exchange, any time of the day, 24 hours, okay, through a software, you could buy and sell Bitcoin. You can't do that with every financial asset, okay, on earth. You cannot do that. So this is why you see the volatility, okay? And the reason, again, why I think that this was manipulation is because of the viral FUD. I already broke this down. You guys should definitely reference my other videos. But if we take the same exact candlestick and we look at this one here, let me just kind of move it down for you so you can see. Very similar, but it's almost like it was a lessened effect. So it wasn't as aggressive as what we saw over here. Now, it's very interesting because if we just do a small amount of classical technical analysis, you see this trend line here that both are following, right? You see both of them following it. Now, we did break out We did break out, kind of like a fake out, but then we came right back down, right? We came back down to fill the old wick, this whole old wick right here. We filled it, right? We see this old wick here. We filled it. Now, what it looks like is we're probably going to come right back down to where, the bottom was of this wick and right here. So we'll probably get, and maybe it's already happened, but most likely we'll probably get a push to another 40,000, 41,000. And then from there, I think we're going to push back up, break above the trend line, and then continue higher, okay? But as you can see, it pretty much followed it to the T. And this is why I put the fractal. Now, one thing about fractals is the time frame is pretty much irrelevant, so don't take that serious. Anything I've ever said about time frames, I'm just giving you a date because everybody wants the date, right? You want to know when these things are potentially going to happen. But I'm a human just like you, and I make mistakes, and maybe this date is not accurate. But what I do know is that the fractal, in multiple ways, if you move, the time frames, it's going to be January to January 30th, and maybe a little bit into February. But it's around that time frame for sure. We're going to see the market flip and return to the upside. Now, this is just one perspective, okay? One perspective. Just understand that I'm gonna be looking at it from, a use case perspective, on-chain investigations, search volumes, news, et cetera, et cetera. But I wanted to make it clear to everybody that's watching this because I did see some comments where, right here, if Bitcoin doesn't break up in this time period, in anywhere from January 20th to maybe February 10th or something, if it doesn't break to the upside, then I'll reevaluate my strategy. We'll come back to it and we'll see if it's a full-on bear run. And still, we could take profits here, okay? And we could still make money in the bear run. And there's so much, other things that could happen. It's not like end-all, be-all, okay? I just want to be clear with everybody. I am bullish for multiple reasons, not just this fractal. Now, if we come over here, let me show you why I'm bullish. Number one, Intel set to reveal energy-efficient Bitcoin mining chip. This is crazy, okay? And the reason I say this is not because it's Intel, okay? Not because it's Intel. Intel should have been in the market 10 years ago, okay? They are behind. It's not because of the credibility. It's more because of the fact that they're making an efficient Bitcoin mining chip, which you guys know, Bitcoin is on a consensus mechanism called proof of work. Proof of work upholds the security of Bitcoin and gives it this nature, permissionlessness nature that everyone on earth can use, right? It's called peer-to-peer technology. And what they're doing here is they're making a more efficient Bitcoin mining chip, okay? So more people are going to adopt miners, and we already saw this effect with China, right? China banned Bitcoin, and all of the miners moved to the United States, again, which elaborates on the security that I keep trying to tell you guys. It's a peer-to-peer network, meaning they could try to stop it in one area, but it will pop up in another, and people will use it here. And people will never let this go down. I'm telling you, it's power to the people. It's a world currency. So them making more miners gives, access to more people to mine on the network. The hash increases, which you guys know the deal. The security increases, right? More people mining is very good for decentralization and cryptocurrency. Also, as you can see here, we have big tech, again, adopting cryptocurrency from different perspectives. We have, in this case, Cash App, integrating with the Lightning Network. If you guys don't know what Lightning Network is, it's basically just a faster transaction path on Bitcoin's chain. So this is obviously a great thing because more adoption to Bitcoin, simple, straightforward. And this is Cash App, right? It's a get with it or get left behind situation. All of the businesses, the big businesses, payment processors, all of the, influencers, whoever you want to, everyone's not trying to get left behind. And yes, I would say influencers because a lot of them are just trying to hype the NFT search term. And it's literally everyone just trying to get involved and not get left behind. And in this case, it's just Cash App, right? It's not just a catchphrase at the end of my videos. It's actually true, right? It's how it works. Now, I did want to push your attention to Bloomberg because it's one of the biggest financial websites on earth. And you can see this big headline, top news. Microsoft buys Activision for $69 billion. Now, the crazy part about this is they don't even mention that they're doing a metaverse push. Activision deal is a metaverse NFT play, right? So we see Microsoft jumping in even more aggressive than they already have. And they're spending some money on it too, $69 billion, right? So they really think that this is probably something serious. Metaverse is probably something serious. And I've been saying this over and over again. It's probably bigger than NFTs and potentially bigger than Bitcoin itself. It could be crazy. Now let's look at some use case and kind of bring ourselves back to reality. Because although I talk about Metaverse, DeFi, and NFTs all the time and how they move the market and how it creates more demand for Bitcoin in general, we do have to kind of look at the original use case, which is, hedge against monetary inflation. So as you can see here, Bitcoin app Strike is the #1 in Argentina's app store in just 1 week after launch. So after 1 week, people in Argentina are already downloading the app and it's the #1 app, which is crazy because, again, if we know what goes on through history, there's hyperinflation. We have rises of nations and falling of nations all over the world, okay? And usually when a nation rises and does really well, it starts off with hard money or money that's actually backed by something like Bitcoin. And then towards the end of these cycles, we usually see something called inflation or hyperinflation, okay? And the hyperinflation element, okay, is literally the reason why Bitcoin was created itself. Bitcoin was created because of this hyperinflation, okay? And we see this in Argentina and some other, smaller countries that are having issues. We see their dollar not being worth anything and devalued to oblivion. And people in that country, for some reason, instead of adopting gold and silver, they start to adopt cryptocurrencies. We see this all over, right? And the crazy part about it is, I think, referencing these other charts, that the United States is probably going into the top. It's probably coming to the top of its cycle, its nation cycle. And the book I'm referencing is called The Changing World Order by Ray Dalio. I'm kind of forcing everybody in my office to read this. It's one of the greatest books I've ever read. And it's, Principles from back in the day was an amazing book as well. But he basically explains, the rise and fall of nations and world reserve currencies. Because believe it or not, pretty much every, nation that ever existed has gotten to a point of hyperinflation or devaluing their currency, and then they lose their strategic advantage as the world reserve currency, and then some other nation comes in and swoops and takes its place. Now, the difference of this new 2022 era is not one thing. There's never been, a form of money that's accessible to everybody on planet Earth, okay? Through these nations, usually it's another nation that will come in and take its place. And again, the crazy part about it is that we've never had something that can be accessed from anybody on planet Earth that's a peer-to-peer technology. So what I'm saying is basically there's a good chance that Bitcoin can be adopted instead of another nation coming in and taking control over the world reserve currency. Maybe Bitcoin is the world reserve currency in the future. So the use case is always good. Now, I want to show you this right here. I believe we're in number 4 or 5, right? Which is, as you can see here, widening of wealth and other gaps, right? So right now, does that not sound like, America, right? We have the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer, and bad financial conditions, intense conflicts. This does not sound like America. Again, this is not my research. This is from Ray Dalio, which he's a billionaire. He owns Bridgewater Associates, hedge fund, right? If we come over here, civil wars and revolutions is supposed to be number 6, which does that not sound like what's going on in America right now? There's obviously increased, tensions politically, and it's just getting out of hand. We've already seen people attack the White House. Like, that doesn't happen, right? That literally happened recently. So just pay attention to what's going on. And if we come over here, it's just a little bit more specific. We're probably around this area, number 9, 10, 11, less productive, overextended, losing competitiveness. This does not sound like America. Wealth gaps, that's America, right? Large debts. Look at the debt of America right now. Actually, let's just type it up real quick. Look at the debt clock. I'm not even going to try to, is that $1 trillion? Yeah, that's a lot of money, okay? The debt clock's out of hand. It's never been this bad ever in American history, ever. So yeah, this kind of sounds like what's going on now. Then we have the printing of money. Oh, does that sound familiar? I believe like 80% of all money were printed in 2021, 2022 or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but it's like a real stat. Internal conflict, right? Loss of reserve currency is where we're probably going to be. Then we have the weak leadership and then the civil war / revolution. Okay. And this is where the strong leadership comes in and kind of rebuilds everything. In this case, like I keep trying to tell you guys, Bitcoin can kind of take it as the next rise and some type of monetary system, right? It doesn't always have to be a country. So I think it's very interesting that we're in this unique, specific, time period as the United States dollar and the world reserve currency of the United States. So let's dive into some on-chain metrics. But just to be clear, like news looks bullish. Use case is still bullish for Bitcoin, even in current conditions. And obviously the price, I laid out something for you. Let's look at some on-chain metrics here. So this is called entity adjusted net unrealized P&L. And just very simply put, I want to make it as easy as possible. You can explain this a little bit deeper, but right here we have this blue zones. Okay, the blue zones are kind of indicating a top or Bitcoin being overextended. You can see it by the price. We got blue here, overextended. Blue here, it didn't end the market, but it was kind of overextended and we saw it fall. And then blue here, right? But we also have kind of this big red zone, okay, bear market zone. And pretty much every single time it's crossed this bear market zone, we have gone into a bear market. So right here, crossed it right here, bear market, right? And if we look over here, it went across it very, briefly, but we still went into a bear market, okay? And if we come over here, it crossed it, we went into a bear market. Pretty much every single cycle, as soon as it crosses it, we go into a bear market. But look at right here. We have not crossed it yet, and we are continuing higher, okay? And again, the same thing happened over here. We got really close to it, didn't cross it, the bull market continued. So we are still in the bull market zone according to this specific piece of information. Also, let's look into long-term holder SOPR. Now, just simply put, this serves as an indicator to assess the behavior of long-term investors, and you can look into more information for yourself. Basically looking at the only spent output with a lifespan of at least 155 days, so people that didn't move their cryptocurrency for at least 155 days. You can see that there's a black line here, and this kind of signaled the last bear run. As you can see, it dropped below it, and then price kept dropping. But in this case, we only passed it briefly, similar to what we saw before. So we came past it right here. Okay, and I want to see it move upwards, but I'm definitely keeping my eye on that. So I can say it's pretty neutral. Also, another thing I want to show you guys, it's very interesting, is the fact that we have this futures long liquidations. They're becoming less and less. It's almost like people are getting smarter and smarter. So if we go over here to the manipulation that happened in May, which really brought the price of Bitcoin down, and it was really effective for the single actors that pulled it off, right? For the people that manipulated the market, they made so much money. But look at these spikes in long liquidations. They took advantage of this. And if you guys don't know what it is, it's basically simply put, when the price comes down to a certain point, people can get liquidated or they lose their money on an exchange because they're over leveraged. And what that does is like this automatic, dumping of Bitcoin because the exchanges are dumping the Bitcoin to make up for the loss, right? And you can see that every single time it spikes, we kind of go very vertical, right? We go vertical, we go straight down. Same thing here, vertical, straight down, right? Now, if you've noticed, okay, we still have these vertical drops, as you can see, but not as many long liquidations. So it's almost like people are getting smarter and smarter. And I do notice this. A lot of the Bitcoin's moving into the hands of people that are holding Bitcoin for long periods of time. We see definitely smart money accumulating more BTC. So obviously this is a positive thing for Bitcoin in general. Now, let's look to the last point I want to make, which is the search volume. Now, again, we talk about NFTs, we talk about DeFi, we talk about all these things, right? We always talk about altcoins on this channel. It's mostly altcoins because in my case, I want to make more money. My goal is I'm a profit maxi. Percentages are everything to me. But for percentages, Bitcoin is pitiful. I'm gonna be clear. So to make money, Bitcoin is pitiful. But to look at it from its kind of strategic stronghold and how it moves the market and analyzing it, to me, is the most important thing by far, okay? And let me show you what I'm talking about. So we're looking at the Bitcoin search term, Metaverse, NFT, and DeFi. Basically, these are the people that are searching Google, okay? How many people are searching Google is what this is answering. And there's one thing you can notice is that Bitcoin has not even reached the height of 2017, 2016. So I've made the claim multiple times that like the last leg of the retail adopters are like all the hype followers, like all of these people that are missing from last cycle and more that should come, right? Because they see Bitcoin and they see all of cryptocurrency happening. They have not even gotten to the market yet. Not only that, that's the first point I want to make. They haven't even gotten to the market yet. Now, the second point I want to make is look how small all these other trends that we have made so much money off of, all these other trends we've made so much money off of, look how small they are in comparison to Bitcoin search term. This goes to show you that we have so much more room, number one, for the Metaverse, NFT, and DeFi. There's so much more room. So much more room. Number two, when Bitcoin starts to reverse and move up, which it will, because we have to get back to this top, right? There has to be this kind of like, viral effect of Bitcoin, and then it, kind of just being overvalued. But we haven't seen that yet. So when it starts moving up, the whole entire market will get extremely bullish, including every single altcoin. It is powerful. Bitcoin's in all the institutions, it has all the ATMs, it has all the credibility, it has all the adoption. You need Bitcoin's price to increase before the market can. So again, I just laid out to you guys, price, news, use case, on-chain. So for all the altcoin questions, oh, Alex, UFO, you lost money on your trade. For all these questions, guys, remember, I'm waiting for Bitcoin to return, okay? Once it does, then I'll think about selling. Right now, I'm holding pretty much everything, and some of them are in extreme profit, like our Phantom call. Even when Bitcoin's dropping, Phantom's doing well, and some other plays, some of them are not. And this is why I've been trying to tell you guys over and over again, do not follow my trades. That's not how it works. You must do your own research. If you want to follow my trades, you want to follow my coach's trades, you need context. You need the whole situation. This is why we have fundamental secrets, okay? This is why we do this, because I cannot tell you what to buy on a YouTube video. It is not effective. Doesn't work, okay? So in general, guys, I just want to be very clear. Cryptocurrency is definitely probably still in a bull run, in my personal opinion. I really don't care what anybody else is saying. I've analyzed it from every perspective that I think has credibility. And I will continue with my investments. I'm still investing. I still have my bag. I haven't sold one cryptocurrency to USD unless I had to pay something for, like, I haven't sold it for the purpose of the market's going to crash. Okay. I haven't sold it for that reason. So pay attention to what we're doing here. Okay. Don't listen to the FUD. And if you think I'm wrong, leave a comment below, right? Don't be the guy that goes into the comment section and just throws some emotional, moody stuff. Okay. Let's have some type of productive conversation. And this is the beauty of doing your own research and having a community that's really smart. Okay. If you guys do your own research, and you can potentially change my opinion. That's the whole point. I am not a god, right? Like, you guys, the power of community is everything. So if you guys believe it's bearish and you think that I'm missing something, please let me know in the comment section below. I'll look into it, and I'll definitely make a video about it. If it definitely changes my opinion, I'm making a video about it, and I'll let you guys know what's going on. But yeah, leave a comment below. But that's it for this video. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism. Subscribe for more video updates. And like I always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Catch you in the next one.